No, they didn't. We were so small. They didn't pay attention. We couldn't get into TV Guide. We couldn't get into the newspaper pages. But we came on, and while I was there, we beat them in the Emmys. And, but it still wasn't, you know, and also we began to hire sometimes more mainstream people. So it began to, I mean, I'm sure there was some kind of feeling. I mean, the people who were really, the networks weren't so critical or so much, you know, they were above us at that time. The movie studios were angry that we had built a business off their movies, and they wanted to come back into that business. So there was lots of animosity between the movie companies and HBO.
How did that play out?
It was a nasty time. First of all, the HBO deals were getting bigger and bigger. They were big licensing deals. And Austin was a tough customer. He played very tough with them. And I inherited that. That came with the seat. And, you know, that's where the controversy, I remember this was a very typical exchange, but Paramount and Universal were particularly enraged. And Diller was running Paramount at the time, and I remember him saying, "We don't want one network to decide what everyone in America watches," which of course was never going to happen. It was ridiculous. And instead of my ignoring that comment, I said, well, that's never going to happen. But if it had to only be one network, why shouldn't it be me? You know, so that was never appreciated. And there was a time when I came to Hollywood, or came to California to do business, which I did a lot of. I felt like I was Castro coming to New York during the UN sessions. I should have found a little hotel like the Teresa to stay in, but I would have trade reporters waiting at the Beverly Hills Hotel for me as if I'm issuing a statement. Yes, we've decided to bomb North Korea. So there were a couple years in which HBO was enormously controversial. And then home video came in. So on one hand, the revenue influx to the studios began to move towards that, so HBO became less controversial, and we beat the studios, and a government brought an antitrust action against them, and in a sense, we won. So that issue was put aside. But once home video came in, it was a real threat to HBO, at least that's how it was perceived. I saw it as a blessing.